say this, then I'm gonna go to TJ. The other day on social media, everybody, I was tasked by my wife to make a roast. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me all
Tony, go ahead. Tell the story,
right,
bro.
Tony.
Go ahead and tell it yourself. Go ahead.
Let me tell
We got you right, Tony. This is why, see,
Look,
Tony, this is the value of community. This is the value of community.
Okay, look, let me tell the people.
Talk to
so
him.
this is what I did.
Talk to him.
I went to the store, bought this roast. I've been telling my wife I'm gonna make this roast. She said, okay, today's the day, make the roast. My ass was sitting there laying down, and I'm like, man, I want to make this roast, but can I just throw everything in the crock pot and just let it ride? But I'm looking at everything in what I'm researching. It said you got to sear the roast. And I'm like, in my head, because I'm a prideful motherfucker. In my head, I'm like, man, I ain't got to sear this roast.
I ain't got to do that.
I ain't got to
You
sear
don't know me.
This shit's going to be all right. So I put it on social media. I say, why do I need to really sear my roast? These motherfuckers, especially these two cats in this, they jumped on my ass. Like, they literally, social media jumped me and gave me every reason of why I needed to sear my roast. And I was like, I'm sitting there reading this. I'm like, well, I'm finna get up and sear this fucking roast.
Exactly. We got you together. I can't lie, Tony. That was a special moment. You know why?
Why?
I've never seen a person ask a question on social media and every single comment has the same answer.
Everyone. It was like 60
every single
comments.
one was just like, yes, you gotta steal your meat. What's wrong with you?
And if you don't, you're a sucker. All that. Yes. All of that.
Look. And y'all, y'all was getting disrespectful. I'm like, hold up.
Yep.
This is that. Look, in my mind, I'm like, this is not that serious. Y'all was like, no, you got me fucked up. You don't sear that damn roast.
Mm-hmm. You gonna see that roast? Like I said,
and you will
can't be a king if you cook like a pauper.
Wait, say it again, Mike, and then go to TJ.
You can't be a king if you're cooking like a pauper.
Real. What'd you say,
That's
TJ?
not how that goes.
I said, you sear that roast and thank us later. That's all. That's all. Yeah, man.
Bro, that shit was funny as hell. I'm talking about everybody, every comment. There was only one comment that said, you ain't need to do it. Y'all jumped me, and I'm sitting there like, man, I didn't know it was that serious.
But how was that roast, Tony? How'd it turn out?
Bro, that shit was fire. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of realize I get a little bit of a euphoria when I sear something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And so so I respect it, because obviously I'm keeping myself around a community of really dope men, especially black men who know how to, like, when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I was wrong. All right.
Yeah.
World, I was wrong about searing that damn roast. Sear your fucking roast. It was good. Like, I seasoned that bitch up real good. I seared it on all sides, put it in there with everything. I did differently where I usually use red wine. I use balsamic vinegar, and it actually was even like better than using red wine. Like, I feel like maybe, I don't know. I'm not a cook, so I'm like less acidic. I don't know what it was, but it gave something.
It's actually more acidic, but the thing about balsamic vinegar is that it's sweet and it's aged, so you get a deeper flavor to it. So not only do you help tenderize the meat through the use of the acids, but also helps develop the flavor. And balsamic vinegar and red meat in general, just like they play nicely together. It's like tomatoes and basil.
Yeah.
So it was a winning hand. You just had to sear the meat first.
So look, you stay around people that gonna hold you accountable. Because my fellas got me together. Y'all got me together. I swear to God, I felt like if I didn't do it, y'all was gonna show up at my house.
Man, look, there was a plan.
All right,
TJ and I didn't tell you.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, TJ. Go ahead.
Look, I had to learn this lesson. A family favorite dish is stewed chicken, smothered chicken with gravy. I had to learn when I started doing it, when I moved on my own, I wasn't browning my drums and my thighs, bro. But that's my mom's first step every time. And I used to remember as a kid, I used to like to sneak in the kitchen after she would brown it and then like tear off a piece of skin because it was seasoned the best.
Yeah.
But and then it's like, and I didn't realize I had to learn it the hard way because my seasoning would cook into my gravy. My gravy was good, but my chicken just tastes
It's kind of bland.
Like potato salad with raisins in it.
Yep.
So so yeah, man, you have to break down those proteins in the meat so that your meat can hold the flavor.
The flavor is here, y'all. The flavor is in the brown. You can't go wrong. The flavor is in the brown. Maillard reaction. Science.
It's science, bro.
Science. Oh man, but yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I could talk about food literally all day long.
We gonna keep talking about food.
I was gonna ask you if you have a favorite thing to cook. I want to say favorite dish, but favorite thing to cook.
Yes, I do, and it's something that I actually haven't cooked in a long time because I'm still working on getting my own place. But my favorite thing to make is actually fresh pasta. When I used to have my own spot, I used to, every Sunday morning, I would wake up, I would put on Stevie Wonder, and I would get out my eggs and my flour and my pan crank pasta roller, and I would make fresh pasta. It's simple. It's really meditative. I love the feeling of the dough in my hands. I love the way it works, like my shoulders and everything like that. And I love the way like pasta dough looks when you're running it through and you got that long ribbon of deliciousness. And then you cut it up, and then it's like you store it in your bags and whatnot. And it's good, and you can cook it up. It cooks up in like 2 minutes. Fresh pasta cooks 10 times faster than dried. Tastes a lot better. And like you can just take fresh pasta, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, some tomatoes in it, and it's amazing. So yeah, fresh pasta all day, every day. All day, every day.
You described that shit. That sounds like sex right there.
Yeah.
This shit sounds like sex.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because it's just.
I had a friend during quarantine. He made the fresh pasta, and I endeavored to do it. Now that you mention it again, man, because let's see, homemade is just everything is better. Like my mom made some bread homemade. She got her new KitchenAid. She whipped it out, and you know I had to go to 3 grocery stores to find yeast because that was back towards that was like April, May when the grocery stores had nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There was
so
a run on
found
yeast. It made no sense.
Right. So I found this the little mom and pop grocery store in Baton Rouge. And they had the yeast, and we had a whole bunch of dough. So we did bread, we did biscuits. She made cinnamon rolls, she pralinated the pecans and all that. I did some chicken and dumplings with that dough. That is the best chicken and dumplings I've ever. My chicken and dumplings is pretty damn good. But then like the last time we didn't use the dough. We use like store-bought dumplings.
You're like, doesn't taste right.
It's not. It does. It didn't. It had like a little aftertaste. I was like the caucasity of it all. I'm upset.
I mean, look. I feel like homemade food is always the better way to go. I mean, I understand that like sometimes people don't have whole days to like devote to like making stuff, and I get that. I understand that entirely. But I always feel like if you can go homemade, it's the best way to do it. Put the love in, put the time in, and it always comes out in flavor. It always does.
I'm gonna give you something a little slightly ghetto here, but I love Hamburger Helper, right? Like I grew up with it. So
Me too.
I can't eat that shit no more just because the way it just don't vibe with my body no more. And then one time I tried to feed it to my daughter, and that was just the nastiest poop you'll ever see, right? So I can't eat that. But my wife put me on to being like, okay, let's make it ourselves. So we take the hamburger helper, like the dishes that we like, and we make them ourselves, like out of all natural ingredients. And the shit is like actually even better than.
Exactly. That's
That.
how you know you made the right woman, Tony. Elevation.
Elevate. You gotta elevate.
Gotta elevate.
Since you mentioned it, Mike, do you have like a hood classic that you like to do? Cause I swear, like my comfort food is like I'll take some rice noodles. I'll go to the Asian store and do my own ramen with like a turkey sandwich. Like and you know you can do, I can do all this. You know, my mom is a country girl. My grandmother's a country girl, so they know how to cook. You know, and but those, like give me some ramen and a turkey sandwich. I'm good. What's that for you?
Whew, that's a hard one. So you talking about like my favorite hood like food thing to eat, or my favorite hood thing to make? Because they're two different dishes.
Shoot, go ahead.
Right. So my favorite hood thing to eat, and I'm gonna say this, and all of my chef friends are gonna call me and excommunicate me out the group. Because my favorite thing ever is that fake nacho cheese you get at the movie theater. Looks like Crisco in a can. Cheetos dipped into that is amazing, and that is why I have these. But my favorite thing to make though is ramen noodles, really and truly. I used to do that when I was in college because I would buy like eggs and like green onions and like basic vegetables and stuff, but I would get the packet of ramen noodles and just make my ramen look like the dish that's on the package. So,
yes!
Yeah, because it's really easy. It's like I can fry an egg, I can chop some vegetables and some tomatoes, and it's easy.
I'm gonna get Mrs. Wilson in here for that.
Now I can't eat my noodles without doing that. I can't. I just can't. I have to do a little something, even if I just take like the little Holy Trinity seasoning, drop that in there. I'll saute some rotel tomatoes real quick. Bruh, some I'm just telling you, on that fake cheese crap, you gotta use white queso. Maybe some Velveeta.
I can't do Velveeta. I will do some white queso.
But I think what he's talking about too, also, like, you know, ain't nothing better than when you go to the store, you go to the snowball stand, and you get your little slushy.
Exactly.
With your extra cheese and peppers. Come on now, TJ. Come on now. Don't play with me. That is
a middle school classic right there.
The only snowball stands I eat the nachos from is if they use the canned cheese. My mom got me spoiled on that. Cause she buys the canned cheese, like nachos with like Doritos. It's like a comfort thing. You gotta do it with the Cooler Ranch Doritos.
That shit, it's nothing but the devil, but the devil has a really sweet song singing to me. And it is my favorite thing. And it tastes like garbage. My insides, my little chef palate is just kind of like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
For this, Mike. You can make these things. But there's something about it. There's something about it that's just good.